Surgery, Dysport, and peels, oh my. I'm gonna talk about all of it today. And I'm gonna try to do this quickly because my husband just took my daughter to work, and so I have the whole house quiet and to myself. I was gonna do this video tomorrow and I thought I'm just gonna take advantage of her. I'm still in my pajama top. I wear this Grateful Dead top. It's not a pajama top, but I've turned it into one. If you're new here, my name is Michelle Spieler. I'm an over 25-year professional makeup artist. I come from the Hollywood industry. I still do TV and film and commercial out here on the East Coast, but I'm largely a mature educator or mature influencer now on TikTok and here on YouTube, and I absolutely love it. It's my joy to teach. That's why I created Mature Makeup Masterclass, a series of over 20 videos on mature technique using all products under the sun, all different budgets, okay? You can always find that link in the description of every single video title. Okay, let's talk, because I feel like now that I've been talking about this for a week on YouTube and also on TikTok, everyone's very, very confused by peels, and I was too. I've gotten a real education. So today is exactly, I got the peel exactly a week ago on Thursday. Today is Thursday, so that means this is day 8. And day 8, I've got beautiful baby skin here, my nose, the sides of my nose, my upper lip, my chin is all baby skin. But you can see the whole top of my forehead, the sides of my forehead, the sides of my face. I still have a film. It's almost like, it feels like I have a layer of Elmer's glue, and you can't pick it because you could scar. So you just have to kind of let it come off. Now, if I have a big chunk like flapping off, then I'll lightly, peel it away, but I don't peel it from the skin. I kind of leave a little ledge because I don't want to do anything to scar. But I'm also peeling quite a bit under here. She took the peel just to right there, not my whole neck. We'll do that maybe another time. Let's talk about peels. I've had many, many peels in my life, but I've never had a peel like the TCA. So one of the more gentle peels you can have, something that's really good for rosacea, different types of sensitive skin, is lactic acid. Lactic acid is one of the more gentle acids, and it can give you a very beautiful peel, and you can wake up in the morning and have very glowy skin. Then there's a couple other acids that go in strength from there a little bit, and then you start getting into your glycolic acid peels, and those were what were deemed lunchtime peels. Those were the peels you could get and go right back to work. It just makes you incredibly glowy. I started getting glycolic peels by the skincare company Epicurean in the 90s, and it was spicy. It was the first time I ever really felt my face burn, and I kind of loved it. And I had beautiful skin in my 20s, didn't we all? But I loved the glycolic peel. And I always had glycolic at home, and I also had different types of acids at home. There's so many good overnight peels now that you can get from companies like Glow Recipe, Peach and Lily, Beauty Counter, Murad, oh gosh, I mean, countless people do overnight peels where you put it on maybe twice a week, and it just gently exfoliates your top layer while you sleep. So those are all great. Okay, so then after a glycolic peel, the next in strength would be salicylic acid. It is oil soluble, so it really gets deep into those pores. It's great for acne prone skin because it gets deep into the pores, attaches itself to dirt and oil, and really helps with pores. It can be pretty strong for some people, and also if you have acne but sensitive skin, that would not be the way to go, but salicylic is extremely strong. Then there's something called the Jessner's peel. A Jessner's peel is a combination of acids, and it's what she used on me before the TCA. And it has salicylic and I think glycolic and lactic. It's a whole bunch of acids, and it lists their different strengths. So here's what happened. I went to a dermatologist in July, and I said, can you help me with a sun damage reversal plan? And I hate using the word anti-aging, but let's just say anti-aging. And she looked closely at my face, and she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen close up. She doesn't wear makeup. She's Asian. She has not a flaw on her face. She's probably around 40, early 40s. She is from Duke University, which is why I wanted to see her. And she just happens to be in my podunk small little historic town, but she also spends 50% of her time in a town closer to Charlotte. So the fact that she was here, I'm like, I'm going to take advantage of her. And so she looked closely at my face and she's like, you need Botox. And I said, well, I can't really have too much Botox because I don't want to freeze my face. I have to be able to lift my eyebrows to show women eye makeup. And, I get it right here. I have for a year and a half. It was 6 months before my husband noticed. It was months and months before even one follower said, hey, your deep lines are gone. Because I always used to talk about my deep lines, and I have 3 of them. Some people have 11s. I have 1 11s. I have 3 deep lines. And they were getting deeper and deeper. And I was looking angry and I was looking tired. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to swallow my pride and I'm just going to go back and get it right here. And of course, the injector tries to talk you into other areas of the face. And I'm like, let's just start here. That was only $186. And I only had to go every 4 months. I thought that was really reasonable. I think that's safe to say most women can afford that. And when you get on Dysport, I don't use Botox. I haven't used Botox since 2006. When you get on Dysport, they're trying to get business from Botox. They're different manufacturers. So they always have coupons. So every time I went in, my injector said, oh, you have $30 off today because you gained points. And I don't even know what the game is they play, but I'll take it. So I never paid more than $186 right here, and I only had to go in 3 times a year. That is so reasonable. I know people that spend more than $186 on wine and beer in just a couple months. So seems like a good investment. Then when I went back to my injector, she said, you know what, you are getting deep, deep grooves in your nose. And I said, I know, I wrinkle my nose a lot when I talk. So she started Botoxing my nose. So I was very happy with how I looked. The rest of my face looked normal, and I was just frozen here and here, and I was fine with that. This dermatologist in my town said, I can do the top of your forehead, but you can still, like you can see, I can still wrinkle my lower to mid forehead. Just the top of my forehead is frozen. And what I liked about that is, because this is frozen, it makes me more mindful of movement. Just like when you wear frownies, the frownies make you more mindful, and it gives your muscles some memory. So I thought, okay, let's do that. It'll soften my forehead a little bit, but I'll still have movement because that's important to me, and I'm super expressive. Then she said, let's do around the eyes. And I said, oh, I don't know. I like my smiling eyes. She goes, oh no, you'll still have smiling eyes. I can do it around the eyes so that you still have movement and expression. I'm like, all right. I mean, guys, I'm going on pure trust here. I never even saw her before and afters of anyone. I'm just trusting her because she's so gorgeous. She went to Duke University. She's right here in my town. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And my philosophy is, let's try anything once. We might hate it, but let's just try it once and see. And so you can see I still have a bruise right here. I didn't get one on this side, but right here I have a bruise. And when I smile, look, you can still see all my crinkles. You can see crinkles here and here, and my cheeks still go up, and I still have smile eyes. So I don't know how she did it, but I'm like, okay, I think maybe I can live with this, I still smile. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the eyes. It's gonna take some time. Here's where it gets real crazy. So then she did my lip. It's called a lip flip. Now, if you followed me for any length of time, what do I always say? Don't mess with your lips. When you mess with your lips, it changes your whole face, and people will look at you and go, what's off? Something's off. People know our eyes and our lips so well that when you mess with them, it's like, even now I'm looking at myself talking, and I'm like, I just don't look right. I don't look right. And I thought, okay, that's okay. Let's try it just once. Now, here's what I love about the lip flip. all my lines are gone. It's amazing. I mean, I don't have a line anywhere on my top lip. Nowhere. All my lines are gone. And it used to be when I smiled or when I spoke, my top lip, what happens as we get older, when we smile, we kind of lose our top lip. It kind of like turns under a little bit. But now, look at this. Look at that big, beautiful top lip. But what they don't tell you is when they do the top to flip the lip up, they also do the bottom. And the reason why is because our mouth is one muscle. It's a sphincter muscle. Just like our eyes are sphincters, our mouth is one muscle. It's a sphincter muscle. So she had to do here too. Well, what this did is it curled my bottom lip in a little bit. Now my bottom lip's always been full. And now it's weird because my bottom lip used to be fuller, and it used to be fuller here, not on the sides, but here. And now what this has done is it's kind of like curled my lip in, so I'm not as full, but it's also like kind of stretched it out in a weird way. I don't know. I don't recognize myself right now when I talk, and some of you have followed me for quite a while, and I think you can probably attest, like when I talk, I don't look normal. This does not look like me. And I'm like, okay, copy that. We won't be doing that again. We will not be doing the lip flip, but I was up for it for one time. Watch this. And also you can't, watch. Look at that. This is so flat and paralyzed, you can't use a straw. But I'm like, good, I don't want to use a straw. The straw is causing that. So you can still use the straw, but look. You just got to stick it way back in there and suck it from the back of your mouth. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. It's not right. It's not right. So I took one for the team. So if any of you out there were thinking about a lip flip, I don't know, maybe try it one time and see how you think, but I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I will not be doing it again. And thank goodness I was on TikTok today and I saw a dermatologist talking about Botox just in the lower face. And she was talking about the lip flip and why they have to do the bottom and the top. And I'm like, all right. And she said it wears off in 8 weeks. Now, Dysport lasts longer. So you might be thinking, what's the difference between Botox and Dysport? Botox is from the company Allergan. It's been around since the late 90s. Everyone started doing it in the 2000s. And then Dysport came along. And Dysport is a different brand, different manufacturer. It kicks in quicker. So it used to be you would get your face Botox. It would take a full week for it to really kick in. Dysport kicks in like a couple days. And then Dysport lasts longer. So where I would maybe in my 30s, I would get Botox every, I don't know, 12, 13 weeks. Dysport, I can easily make it like 16 weeks. I can easily make it 4 months, okay? It's amazing. Okay, so the dermatologist said this area, Botox wears off in 8 weeks. So I'm thinking, okay, well, Dysport lasts a little longer. So maybe 9, 10 weeks, I've got this weird thing going on. So, all right, live and learn, right? Live and learn, it's okay. We just won't do it again. Now we know we just won't do it again. Okay, back to the peels. So I went to her office. She said, you're gonna want peels. I said, what about a CO2 laser? She does not do CO2 laser. And she said CO2 laser is really great for tightening. It firms, it builds collagen. It's about 10 days downtime. It does help a little bit with brown spots and freckles. She's like, but really what's better for that is chemical peels. So I said, okay. CO2 laser was like $3,500 and a lot of downtime. And she told me a chemical peel was only $150 and 3 to 5 days downtime, which as we can see is not 3 to 5 days downtime. So I went in and they have you wash your face with a gentle cleanser like a CeraVe. And then she acetones your whole face. And as horrible as that sounds, it's common. They have to acetone your face to get off any grease of any kind. And then she let that dry, and then she went in with the Just Nurse peel. And she timed it. So she had a timer on the counter. And she said, how does that feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And I said, okay, I'm assuming 10 means it's so bad you want to die. She goes, okay, good point. Yep, 10 you want to die. How's the pain? I said, oh, like a 1. She's like, perfect. It was just tingly. That's it, just tingly. So when that dried, she went in with the TCA peel, okay? This is the big guns. This is the 20%. It's the highest percentage you can put on the face. They do make a TCA 30% for body, but that is not for face. And what I learned is that the TCA peel at 20% is deeper the more layers you put on. And because it was my first time, she only did 2 layers, which is considered a medium peel. So she did the first layer, and about 2 minutes in is when it really kicks in, and it's like, woo, that's spicy. That is spicy. And she gives you a fan, and I'm doing this, and we're talking to keep my mind off of it. She's like, what's the pain? I'm like, 2 to 3. She's like, okay, good. That's where it should be. So then that dried and calmed down, and then she went in with my second layer of TCA. And ooh, that might have got up to a 5. That's like where you're kind of doing like yoga breathing because you don't want to hyperventilate. It was spicy. But my mom taught me at a young age, it's better to look good than to feel good. So I'm like, I can handle this. I can handle anything. It's all for beauty. Because I'm your vein friend. And I was doing this, and I had an ice pack, and then I'd switch, and it never got past a 5, and it only lasts 2 to 3 minutes. It really does neutralize quite quickly. And that was it, $150. She sent me on my way. She said, you can come back in 6 weeks. What I was not prepared for was the downtime. It's just like, I mean, I'm a content creator. I do 2 YouTubes a week. I do tons of TikToks during the week, a little on Instagram, and look at this. Like, I still cannot wear makeup, okay? But I'm going back in 6 weeks. I can't wait. That will be my last one of the year, and then I'll do another one in like February. Okay, let's talk about plastic surgery. Okay, so we did Dysport, and now we've decided we don't like it around the mouth. I do love it up here, but I'm not sure how I feel about the eyes. I'm not sure how I feel. It's my original injector, I told her I don't think I'm happy, I miss them. And she's like, it's okay, it's gonna soften up in 3 to 4 weeks. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I could do 3 to 4 weeks, and then this could wear off in 8 weeks. And I'm like, okay, we're good. We can handle anything one time. I went to the plastic surgeon. I have something that my mom and my grandma all had, and it's this little pocket, and I see it more in my YouTubes than my TikTok. Do you see this? It's this little pocket, okay? And then I've got the jowl, and then, you know, the loose skin on the neck, but it's this pocket right here. Do you see that? Do you see it? It's this pocket and then a jowl. So it's like look at that. It's like a double jowl, okay? I've hated it. I've had it since I started getting it at 38, like a little fat pocket. And then at 55 now it's just, and it's when I look in the mirror or when I look at myself on video, not in the mirror, but when I look at myself on video, that's all I see. And I know some of you are like, you're being too hard on yourself. I don't see it. Well, I see it, and it's not healthy. And I've always known my whole life that I was very open to plastic surgery my whole life. Always. I don't judge people for it. I see a lot of bad plastic surgery, but I see a lot of good plastic surgery. The advantage of being a professional makeup artist is a few years ago, before the COVID shutdown, I did a bridal party and I did the mother of the groom. And she was this cute little girl from Connecticut. She lived in Charlotte. She was 63 years old, and she had like the little Anna Wintour bob with the little bangs and the little bob, and she was just cute as can be, 63. And I said, oh my gosh, you're 63? I thought you were like my age. Like at the time I was probably 53. And she said, thank you so much. I just had a lower facelift 6 months ago and I could not be happier. And I'm like, tell me all about it. She was so soft and natural. She just looked like maybe she came back from a vacation. Like she looked so good. And she wanted to do her eyes too. And the doctor said, you won't like it. Do the lower face, go to your son's wedding. But if you do the eyes too, you're not going to recognize yourself and you might not like it. And I thought that was brilliant advice. So I'm like, I have to know who this doctor is. So I wrote down his name in my phone and didn't think much about it. I was at my hairdresser a year ago and she's like, oh, so-and-so got their lower face done by this guy in Raleigh. I said, Raleigh, huh? Yeah, he's from Duke University. I know someone in Raleigh from Duke University. Is it Dr. Reefcole? And she's like, yes. And she showed me a picture and I'm like, dang, saying. They don't look like they've had work done. They don't. It's so well done. And she's like, oh, but he's cash only. And I'm like, oh, there's no way a year ago I could have done cash only. But that's about the time when my YouTube started taking off. And the whole reason I started YouTube was to pay for surgery. I'm not kidding you. That's why I started YouTube. I'm like, I've got to find a way to monetize and pay for my surgery. So Jane had told me, Jane was the woman who I met a few years ago. She had told me it was around $10,000, okay? And so I'm thinking that's pretty good, because I looked into a plastic surgeon in San Diego, and from here to here, he is $100,000. And I said, absolutely not. My family, I mean, my daughter's going to college someday. This whole house needs to be renovated. I want to take trips with my family while I'm still young enough to. No, I'm not putting $100,000 in my face. What if I died next week? What a waste of my family's money. So no judgment to anyone who's had it done. I just couldn't do it. And so I started seriously looking into Dr. Reef Call. So I went to see him on Monday. He said, how did you find me? I told him the story, and I told him about my face. And he's looking at it close up, and he's having me look in a mirror, and he's taking like, you know, like a pencil, and he's like doing this, and he's doing, you know, this, and he's doing this and everything. And he's like, what's going on here? And I go, well, those are my double jowls. I said I started getting that at 38, and it just has gotten more pronounced. My mom had it, my grandma had it. And he looked at me and he goes, I've never seen that in my whole career. Okay. I mean, I knew they were unsightly. I'm not a fan. You know, that's why I'm here. But you've never ever seen this double jowl in your whole career? This man is 60, high 60s. Like all of his board certified certificates on the wall said 82, 83. So I know he's a bit older than me. I mean, 55. He's got to be at least 68, 69, 70. And he said in his whole career, he's never seen this. Okay, that's why I'm here. So he pulls me all back, and you know, he's showing me what it could look like. And then he's like, let's talk about this chemical peel, because I told him I just had a chemical peel. He was annoyed with me. Okay, he was annoyed with me that I came in with a chemical peel. And he's like, you have like millions of lines on your face. And I said, well, yeah, it's like Elmer's glue. Do you feel that? It's like, it's tightening and wrinkling my face up. I don't normally have those wrinkles. He's like, you don't normally have those wrinkles. Like there were like dozens. I said, no, I don't have wrinkles from here to here, ever. I go, I have a couple here. You know, I have crow's feet. He's like, so you had the crow's feet before the chemical peel? I said, yes. He said, you had these lines in your nose before the chemical peel? Yes. He's like, you're telling me you didn't have any of these lines all out here? I said, correct. He's like, you should get your money back. She's ruined your face. She's ruined your skin. I said, no, this is all coming off, and then I'll be soft and it'll be baby skin. He wanted to argue with me about it. And you know, it's like, all due respect, you're a double board certified plastic surgeon. You've done the best work I've ever seen on the lower face. What the hell do you know about skin and chemical peels? All you do is cut and lift, cut and lift, cut and lift. I'm with a dermatologist, also from Duke. And I don't know, just, he really rubbed me the wrong way. And then he said, I wouldn't even touch you for 6 weeks. Your face is so inflamed. I go, here are my pictures from my 20s, my 30s, and my teens. Do you see how I have a big face and chubby cheeks? I'm not inflamed. I have a full face. And then he wanted to talk about my weight and how much were you here and how much were you. He was odd. He was almost like on the spectrum, right? He was an odd guy. But guess what? I don't care. I don't need him to be my friend. I don't care if he likes my skin. His work is gorgeous. Then I went to my hairstylist on Tuesday, and she's like, oh, he did 2 more in town. I said, who? And she told me 2 names of older gals, a little older than me. She said, Michelle, it's so good. Their work is so good. She's like, I've seen a lot of too tight, bad work in this town. His work is so good. I said, I know. So I I'm booking with him. Unfortunately, his books are not open in January. I cannot go get surgery until January, early January, because that is going to be a quiet time of year for brands and for TikTok. I'll bring you all on the journey with me. It's just the lower face. I'm not doing anything else because I want everything else to kind of remain the same. This is what I hate. You know, this is it right here. This is what I hate. I also hate all the brown spots. I'm working on that. I have tons of lines in my forehead. I have crow's feet. My nose is getting longer and starting to dip. I don't care. I don't care about all that. My eyes, you know, I have eye makeup on today, but my eyes are getting more hooded. I'm really crepey. That's fine. We'll deal with eyes down the line. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm pretty happy with how I'm aging. I just don't like this. I just don't like this. So I will go in January and I will keep you all updated on it. And he gave me a quote of only $8,600 and he takes a cashier's check that morning. Isn't that odd? He does not finance. He does not take credit cards. Cashier's check only on the morning of surgery. And 10 days downtime. So you always have to double it because they all lie. They all lie. It's always double what downtime they tell you it is. So all in all, chemical peels are $150 each. I think that's incredibly affordable to go and get, you know, 3 or 4 your first year and then just maybe 1 or 2 a year after that. Dysport, like I said, I'll probably go back to just here, the top of my forehead, always my nose, and I'm not gonna do the rest of the face. Dysport for the forehead and right here and the nose is maybe around $300. But again, I only have to go 3 times a year. So I think that's super reasonable. So I just wanted to be open and honest with you all about the cost, about the downtime, about what peels are. And then after my series of 3 or 4 peels, which probably won't be done until next spring, I might go in with IPL, and any areas where I maybe am still red or have broken capillaries or maybe still have some tougher sunspots, I can go in with IPL and finish those off in just a couple treatments. My goal is to have more porcelain-like skin so that I can just easily put on like, you know, like an easy skin tint and that's it. I really don't want to have to deal with foundation anymore. You know, I love my, you know, demi colors, so I'll probably do most of my face with demi and maybe tinted and really steer away from foundation, except for special occasions because that's fun. And so that's my goal, porcelain skin, get rid of the double jowls in the neck, and then that's where we're gonna stay for a while and get rid of this. I can't wait till this Dysport wears off. It is so weird. So I hope that helps. Please shoot me any questions and comments. Please feel free to share in comments any procedures you've had done, good, bad, pros, cons, funny stories, cost. I think we are all here to help each other out, and that's what I want to be open and honest with about. I will always tell you what I'm doing because I don't want to have to cover it up. And I don't want to have to think like, okay, wait, I told this audience this, but then I told this audience that, and then this person reached out to me in email, so I told her the truth, but I'm not telling everyone else. I don't want to have to keep track of secrets. So if I'm completely open and honest from the get-go, then you're all in on it with me. I'm not trying to hide anything, but I do want porcelain skin and I don't want gels anymore, and I ain't gonna apologize for it. I hope that helps. Bye for now, everyone.